Hey, what's up, everybody? You know what this is. It's your boy Will. And yes, it has been quite some time since I've done a video. I think the last time I done a video, I talked about Colin Kaepernick, protesting, police brutality, and the hypocrisy of the left, from people like LeBron James, Steph Curry, and other NBA All-Stars and NBA players who wanted to jump on the bandwagon because now it's popular to protest. So that their social media sites on Instagram, their social media like Instagram, Facebook can get likes and clicks. And it ups their profile and they're woke. And it really pissed me off because I truly believe in my heart that Colin Kaepernick was being very genuine and sincere in his protest. I didn't agree with the way he did it because I believe that when you walk out on that field, you at work and you should be providing the service that those people paid to see, which is you playing football, not protesting. Now, I can't protest at my job because I guarantee if I take a knee in the middle of a boardroom or the middle of the mailroom or near the printer and block people from using the printer, I guarantee you they'll probably, you know how they do it at jobs. They'll let me work. It'll be a Monday. They'll let me work on till Friday. And then by noon, they'll fire me so they can get their paperwork done so they don't have to worry about staying late and they can start their weekend. You know I'm telling the truth, especially if you're in HR and you're watching this video. But, pish posh, pish posh. But this brings me to what I really want to talk about. I want to talk about civility. That's the key word. That's the catchphrase that's been going on for the last couple of days. I don't know if you guys know, but Donald Trump is the president. Dun, dun, dun. Yep, Donald Trump is president of the United States, the 45th president. And for some reason, when he became president, there was an outbreak of this just god awful virus to make the virus from The Walking Dead look like a picnic. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's called Trump derangement syndrome. It has infected everyone on the left to the point they have lost their freaking minds. Now, there's also something that affects the right as well, us conservatives. It's called Trump worship syndrome. Yeah, I'm coining that one. Y'all know y'all gonna want to use that one. Either use it against me or use it in another post. Yes, Trump worship syndrome. It's not just as bad. It's a milder case, but it's still a disease that we need to handle in this country. Because Trump derangement syndrome and Trump worship syndrome is killing us. It is killing civility. See, we in our two camps. Everybody wants to call it tribalism, but we've been tribal since 150,000 years ago when Neanderthals and Homo sapiens were, vying for dominance of the planet. I mean, we're always going to go to our cliques. Tribalism is just another clique. I mean, you had your cliques in high school, you have your cliques in college. Hell, you even got your cliques at work. So we all have our cliques, but it's how we treat each other. That's what defines being an American. How we can put away our differences and see each other for our humanity and recognize that our collectivism is our Americanism, that we're all Americans living in the greatest country ever conceived by man. But we are forgetting that. We are forgetting who we are. I mean, when people can walk into a restaurant and start yelling at a woman and her husband as they try to eat, when you can ask someone to leave your establishment after they've already sat down and started to eat their appetizers, I know one thing: you better not interrupt me when I'm trying to eat, because that's kind of crossing the line, because I takes my food very seriously. But we'll get into that later. But I don't understand how the left, now there is no equivalent. They're trying to say, well, Donald Trump started it. Like a little 5-year-old. You know how little 5-year-olds, you put them there, they out there outside playing, one smack one, another one smack another, they smite and they start fighting. And when you ask them, then little Marco, he goes, little Marco, you see I put that in there, little Marco. Well, he started, he hit me first. And then little Hillary goes, well, I just hit him back. You know, 5-year-olds, we're looking like a bunch of little 5-year-olds. Well, he hit me, well, I hit him. It doesn't matter who started. You ain't supposed to be hitting nobody. Donald Trump is wrong for his rhetoric. Maxine Waters is wrong for her rhetoric. Now, here's the kicker, though. See, Donald Trump is just one guy. He's a president. Yeah, I'll give you that. He's the president, and he's supposed to be the, you know, sometimes we put something on the president that's not supposed to be there. We've had bad presidents. All 44 presidents haven't been all good, cool guys. I mean, LBJ was known to be a total bastard. And other presidents, Barack Obama might have been cool, but he was incompetent and he didn't execute very well. I mean, every president, Theodore Roosevelt was loud and boisterous. Every president has their problems. But we put too much on them to be the moral compass, because you should be the moral compass in your life. And see, the Democrats are trying to say, progressives are trying to say that, well, he's so uncivilized and he's such a bastard. He talks and he just this and that, and there's spittles just everywhere. So that feels that they're justified to harass people who work for him or people who voted for him. And I mean harass them. All you got to do is see the clip from Maxine Waters. You can see just how bad Trump derangement syndrome has become. But then you can also do it on the flip side when you got the Trump worship syndrome, where we excuse everything he does because we like who he picked for the Supreme Court, or we like that he gave us a tax cut. No, we should condemn his rhetoric as well, because it is incendiary, and that is not American. Yes, you could have 3 wives. You can be divorced. You can have bankruptcies. You can do all that. He was human. He made mistakes, but he's still worth a couple $1 billion. You make mistakes in life. You do things that aren't very, what's the word I'm looking for? Polite. But it still does not give the right to harass people who like this man. It is their choice to like him. Now, I didn't vote for it. I thought he was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and Hillary was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I thought they both would have been horrible for the country. And if there was a viable third party, I would have voted for that person. But I opted out of voting for president that last election cycle, and I just voted down ballot. But I just want to stop and talk about civility, because we have not had civility in this country since the man was elected. People have lost their minds. People who used to be hardcore, strict conservatives have lost their way because they think Trump is he's fighting a good fight. But if that fight hinders the philosophy, hinders what we're trying to accomplish, then what is it good for? So Trump worship syndrome, Trump derangement syndrome is killing us. And I honestly believe that it is separating this country to the point of no return. And sooner or later, those 5-year-olds, that's gonna turn into something real. And I don't think our country can take it to that point. I mean, a lot of people don't think our country will take it to that point where we have people literally hurting each other, maybe even possibly pulling guns on each other. Because if you walk up on me and my family while we trying to eat and harass me, or you come to my house and you get into my personal space, I may not put a slug in you, but I will slug you. Because you are now threatening my family. You can protest all you want. That is more American than apple pie, but you will not endanger me or my family. And somebody's going to take that hard line and things are going to pop off. And I don't know if we can put that genie back in the bottle. So all I ask people about civility, yes, conservatives, there is very little comparison between Trump worship syndrome and Trump derangement syndrome. You have people on the left calling for open combat, some of them. And I understand that, but we got to be better than the Democrats. We have to be better than the progressives. We have to condemn when we see bad things and evil things and things that are distasteful. And we have to support things that we think are right when it comes to Trump. But we have to be even-handed, because every time we excuse his bad behavior, we just give more cause and more reason to the left and progressives. We have to stop being hypocrites. If we can't be hypocrites ourselves and point out the hypocrisy in the left. The left have lost their freaking minds. And it's sad. It's super sad. I just hope we get our acts together, because honestly, Democrats, progressives, I know you don't want to hear this, but if things did really pop off, you would lose. You'd lose big time. Bigly, to use a phrase from our president. And I don't want to see that. I like watching my TV. I don't want to miss the next Game of Thrones season because of y'all fools out there acting up in the streets. I got to see if Jon Snow becomes Jon Targaryen and sits on the Iron Throne, fools. Don't mess that up for me. Oh, before I go, to my 900 some odd subscribers who didn't take me off their subscription list, thank you. You've been my day ones. Thanks for riding with me. I appreciate that. So if you like this video, click the bell, subscribe, share it, do all that good stuff. I'm going to start doing more videos. My next one, I'm going to talk about whooping those bad kids. I'm seeing too many kids falling the hell out in Walmart and Aldi's and all these places, and y'all ain't doing nothing with y'all bad ass kids. We're going to talk about that. Take care.